I hate making a video and I'm slurring.
I said
Imagine making a video multiple times and you end up slurring like a monkey throughout all of the video. You try to create normal sentences, but it ends up looking like you have IQ of 50 and you're dumb. So I don't know what happened. How can I record a video like that? But either way, we're gonna I'm gonna record this video. I'll manage. I don't know what's up with me today. It's weird. It's weird. I'm like weird stunted development action going on right now.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Today, I want to talk about third logic. The ultimate skeptics, right? The individuals who will annoy you by probing you and asking you countless questions and going in circles, right? An individual who will claim he knows everything about the truth and then 10 minutes later change his own opinion and then say he doesn't know anything about anything.
I'm extremely confused. You're confused. I'm fucking confused, bro.
Third logic is Tryhard. Every third placement is sweaty. 3V wants to be nice and successful, right? Look at Andrew Tate, right? Nice and successful. Or my willpower, my determination, my goals, my ambition. Very, very oriented towards processing it, circle jerking it.
Some people said they like it, some people said they don't like it, and I said, well, what color's your brigade?
Right? Same thing with logic. Third logic wants to be seen as capable. They want to be inquisitive. They want to be knowledgeable. They seek the truth.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
And it goes in circles. It questions. It wants to know every single detail, and it cares about that consistency. So that's why they're very skeptical of any new information that they see. They want to kind of check it. But they lack the logical prowess and the powerhouse of the logic to really make conclusions confidently. So the way this looks is that many 3L individuals engage in countless process orientation without engaging in the result. So that's interesting. They're constantly processing it without a result, because the result is like a conclusion, and a conclusion is what is conclusive, right?
I'm a genius.
I know, that makes sense. Because when you make a conclusion, you need to set on it. You need to agree on that. So that's kind of difficult for 3L individuals. So they can be kind of always in circles, and they want someone else to come in and be like, listen, just this is the truth, or this is how it is, and this is why it makes sense. And then, okay, they can probe it, they can question it, they can kind of see how bulletproof it is, and then they can settle on that. It's better to give that responsibility of conclusions to someone else. Why don't you prove A is A and you prove B is B? They would rather have someone else do that. And they can be on the sidelines questioning it. Yeah, but why this? Why that? Why this? They're good at questioning rather than at making conclusions. That's something you gotta remember. Many of them, again, they like to be in the back. They like to question. They like to be in the back and see if it makes sense and probably mock you, make fun of you, and act like they're super smart. It's very 3L.
What? What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Ho ho ho, look at me. It's extremely 3L. I know it because I do it. So, you know, I get that. First volition and third logic might not seem insecure. They might not seem like they're afraid of speaking their mind. In fact, they might be very vocal and they might be very outspoken. And because third placement is aggressive, they might be pushy and aggressive with their statements. So that's something you have to consider. And in for them, there's no really outward insecurity, but it's rather cope and compensation with, again, aggressive logic. And them not really knowing, having good grasp on logic and going in circles. Changing their mind, wanting the truth, but not being able to find it. That's something that third logic can struggle with. On one hand, being very pushy. On one hand, thinking you know the truth, this is the truth. And on the other hand, really not knowing the side, right? Like kind of being confused. So it's weak, but aggressive. It's weak, but it's tryhard, right? It wants to prove that it's smart. It wants to prove that it wants to get better at it. It wants to circle jerk it. But then at the end of the day, it's still weak. Third logic will get frustrated. When you argue with them, they will get frustrated, and combine that with with aggressive placement, they can be reactive, or they can be logically demanding, they can be aggressive logically. It can happen. So if you are third logic and you're, for example, arguing with people who have autism, you know, they have autism.
Nice to meet you, Alice.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Alice, it seems we both got autism, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
They have panic attacks when they go out. All they do is become basement dwell and also circle jerk and geek over anime. So if you deal with people like that and you are in a debate about something logical, they will geek. They will geek so hard, and you, as someone who probably didn't really care enough to study in school, probably not gonna have a really good chance of winning. So you're gonna be frustrated and you're gonna think, why is this autistic geek even, you know, behaving that way? The best way for 3L to exist is to make an environment where there is no winners or losers. You engage in dialogue and you learn, you process information, and you kind of engage in the process without the aspect of someone pushing on you or you pushing on them. And that's something, again, you push on third logic and aggressive placement, they will push back and become combative. Dealing with 3L people is difficult, because they're dumbasses, but they think they know everything. The differences between 1L and 3L is simple. There's going to be duality to 3L that is not going to be present in 1L. 1L is going to be much more consistent with their logic. They know the truth, and that's it. They might change their mind someone down the line, but they know the truth. There's no going in circles. For 3L, while they can be as aggressive and adamant, they're still going in circles oftentimes. They're changing their minds. They're more malleable. They're more open, right? Because of low logic. So there's more of that malleable attitude. 2L and 3L. 3L is aggressive placement. There are some subtypes of 3L that look more like 2L, and we will get into subtypes. But the aggressive, you need to look at that. Is it aggressive? An aggressive placement is aggressive placement. So they're going to be much more combative, and they can be more pushy with logic or reactive to logic and confrontational. Something that with 2L is not going to happen. 2L is going to be more, let's discuss it. Let's discuss possibilities. And 3L is going to be like, no, we need to find the truth. And more demanding. 3L and 4L, pretty simple. 4L is not coped. 4L is not coped in that area of logic. 4L, you feed them information, they say yes, they say no, they move on. They want to learn, but they're not coped out. So there's not as much resistance in going in circles like the 3L. They're not aggressive placement, much more open-minded. And if you prove something, they're not going to go on a cope fest, unable to admit it. They're going to go with their life and accept the new information. So that's pretty much it. 3L, rest in peace. And I do plan on making videos about subtypes in Psychosophy. I do plan on doing that later on after I'm done with the series. So stay tuned anyway. Ciao.